women.
All right, that's my bad, y'all.
Well, that could be. It could be BBW, bad body women, because.
Does that mean I'm body shamming? Because it seems like everything you say now is you're shamming somebody. I can't say I don't like this, or you gotta do this. You know.
What happened?
I wouldn't say body shaming is if you got a preference and you say, because I told my wife, if you get fat, I'm leaving you.
Oh, we started with this one. Okay.
Like, I think like a big girl should have certain attributes. If you don't got the physical attributes, then you should have other things. That's my opinion. Cook good. If you don't know how to smother no damn chicken, and get the fuck.
Okay. But what about the sisters that are out there that are having men take care of them and they are big women?
Well, that's
what those dudes like. Everybody.
Exactly.
To me, here's the problem. You got too many, and I'm just gonna say it how I'm gonna say it. You got too many big bitches putting they selves in. Just because they're making your size, don't mean the fuck it fits. It don't. You understand? Mm-hmm. And back when I was growing up, if you was a big woman, you dressed yourself classy. What is this Lizzo shit? Now what is that?
Thank you.
But if you say something about it, we're attacking her or this or that.
No. What's wrong with her loving her for who she is?
She's celebrating unhealthiness, and she's
celebrating herself. Some people are just big bone. They're going to be.
And she got some big ass meat wrapped around them big ass bones.
Hey man. I support this.
Yeah, you can celebrate all you want, but we never celebrated unhealthiness, and Americans have a problem with obesity, and she's celebrating it. And I don't agree with that. That's to me.
Nah, but she's got a range of sizes. So who's to say that she's not encouraging girls to slim down to get into other sizes? And what is wrong with embracing herself for being the way that she is? Lizzo got a man. Shit, Precious got a man.
I'm gonna tell you
plenty of skinny broads I know that are single.
Let me tell you what I think about it. I'm gonna answer that. Yeah, if you're gonna promote all of that, then don't cry in the fucking comment section when people start dragging your ass.
Thank you
for being at a fucking baseball game.
Thank
with
you,
your ass
Jimmy.
out. You got your ass out at a fucking baseball game.
Sorry, I gotta get a letter.
Very good. That's the truth.
You got your ass out in a fucking baseball game at a game that people's kids can see. You got your whole ass cut out, and you sitting your naked ass in seats that my kid got to fucking sit in.
That's right.
First of all, nobody celebrating their ass out at the ballpark.
That's right.
Clear that right there.
No,
nobody should be coming to the ballpark with their ass cheeks out.
Absolutely not.
However,
you remember that?
That's you remember that? Skinny. That don't matter.
Do you remember when she came to the game with her ass cheeks out and was
disgusting?
Yo, like come on.
I didn't see it. But nobody should be there with their ass cheeks out. That's just how it is America's game. And so, you're supposed to dress appropriately.
Didn't we attack Janet when your boy pulled her titty out, when Justin Timberlake pulled her titty out? We attacked Janet. It's the game. It's the American game. And she got her titties out. But you got a big broad representing, sorry, my language, I'm sorry. But a big, overweight female representing unhealthiness and at the same time celebrating it. And being inappropriate sexually at the same, it's like, it's to me, it's like out of hand. I'm sorry, man. And
so the ball game is totally. I think, like I said, anybody should have their butt cheeks covered at the ball game because there are going to be children there. However, her embracing who she is, like Monique and so many of the other ones that do that, them embracing and loving who they are giving confidence to so many girls that happen to be overweight. And they haven't grown into their regular body, even if that is an overweight body, and they're feeling ashamed. And so these women are empowering these young girls to be proud of who they are.
No, they're empowering these broads to go and get BBL. Fuck that. They're empowering these girls to not go to the gym. They're not going to the gym. I don't want to lose weight. I'm going to either be a big bitch or I'm going to get a BBL. That's it. There's no in between.
Come on.
She needs to be promoting.
I can't afford no damn BBL.
Apparently, they got them on finance. You can listen.
Jesus.
They financing your booty now. You can get your booty and your tatas and your stomach and BBL. And here's how much it's affecting not just women. These rapper dudes are going to get BBLs now.
Wow.
Because nobody wants to take their ass to the freaking gym. Nobody wants to eat healthy. They just, fuck it. I'll go get a BBL.
But
they're making it harder. So people
like Weight Watchers ain't making money because people are losing weight easily. Let's just put it out there. It's a hard adjustment. Let's talk about the lower income or the lower economic situations where people don't.
Let's talk about the last time you saw a Weight Watchers commercial. Let's talk about that.
Today.
Where?
Here.
When last time you saw one? When last time you saw one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see them as much as we saw them in the 90s? Do you see them as much as we saw them in the early 2000s?
No, you don't see them much as now. You're right.
No.
You don't. In the 90s, yes, it was a boom, especially with Jane Fonda and the whole health thing. But this country has lost its ability. Again, if you go to France and you go to schools, the kids in schools have 5-course meals. They're taught how to eat. They're taught in proper etiquette. Don't overeat this. You have to have a little vegetable. You have to have a little this. But when you're in a country that every corner has a McDonald's, a Burger King, a Taco Bell, and all you're doing is
in the ghettos, Jimmy. That's not the regular areas.
No, I live in Hawaii. No, I live in Hawaii.
Now McDonald's is an exception. There's one everywhere in the world.
There is literally one, and you know this. There is literally a fast food chain and a McDonald's everywhere out here. Do you know?
Everywhere.
Let me tell you.
And they have them in Japan too.
We destroyed Japan. We destroyed Japan.
But listen to this though.
That's the Jimmy's point though.
Anybody, let me tell all you listeners, all you watchers, if you're planning on coming here and you look at the fucking brochures and you look at these brochures and you see these little Polynesian, that is not what they look like here. These broads, they look like you ever seen the Flintstones where they tear the floor out the ground? Oh my God. These are some bedrock built broads, dog. These are some big backers. And I don't want to be crass, but here's what it is. The diet here consists of Coca-Colas, rice. You would think I'm on a tropical island that they would have a healthier diet. No, it's not. The food that comes here is imported. The fruits, the vegetables, imported. It is not what y'all think it is. And half of these Hawaiians are more than obese. And
okay, so it's imported. And how expensive is it to get the good stuff?
Extremely expensive.
Exactly. These people can't afford to eat properly, so they got to work with what they got.
Yeah, but we're getting off to the point of promoting this thing of I'm fat and I'm proud. I'm sorry to say it like that or whatever else, because Lizzo could be representing, I'm working on my body, I'm going to the gym, I'm doing this, whatever else. She could be representing that image, but instead she's representing, fuck it, I'm gonna eat 3 burgers and chili cheese fries double, and it's all good, and that's not good for the kids.
With the mustard, and don't forget the video.
Player, but guess what? He's losing, he's a big dude. He's not fat, super obese, but at the same time, I want him to watch. I don't want him to get these images of, oh, you're fat. Oh, it's all good. Nah.
First of all, the television shouldn't be an image consultant for your children.
Well, it is. And these celebrities are, unfortunately.
And these celebrities shouldn't either.
Okay, I understand that. But let me ask you something. When your kid watched Kobe on TV, Kobe was his idol. When these kids watch Jordan on TV, that's their idol. When they see these women, look a certain way, they idolize what
that's
they have
true.
The appearance of. And we no longer watching TV, we're watching this screen that we're on right now. So
that's
now
right, and they're saying TV, it's all right.
This is what we're watching, and this is the imagery that they're getting. They're getting imagery of curvaceous or big, and if you're big, it's okay. Fuck your health. It's okay if you're big because that's sexy now. A lot of this stuff is the imagery that we're receiving that says you can eat what you want. A man is still going to want you. You're still going to be sexy because you got a fat ass.
Yeah.
But why should your worth or your
that's true, man. That's very true.
Yeah, I heard your question, but guess what? It's really about health, and it's about the human race living long lives. And to represent,
Neil, why are you trying to save the big blocks?
Hey, did you guys know?
Everybody needs
I know
love.
she do, but
and the thing about it is, we're talking about big women getting men and what they have to do in order to keep these men. Yeah. And the sad part about it is, or not the sad part, but everybody deserves to be loved. And everybody deserves to have a mate. And if a big guy decides to be with a big woman, or a big guy decides to be with a small woman, or a small woman decides to be with a whatever, they have that right.
You're right. That's not what we arguing against.
Did you know years ago in schools that if you were an obese child, you would report the school would call your parents. You would have to come in. You would have to identify why your child is obese. Why are you overweight? What is their diet? And this is how a lot of things, as we made a denomination of all these rules and suggestions. Kids are obese today. Kids are lazy today. Nobody wants to work. Oh, I don't want to do physical work. I want to play video games and sell online products. Yeah, we're losing it in a big way.
When did being fat, and I'm not talking about big, because there's a difference between being big and fat. When did being fat and unhealthy become a culturally acceptable?
Because since they stopped comedians from...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because comedians, you can't make fun of fat people. You can't do this. So it's all right to be fat. Don't worry about it. Don't let nobody put you down. So you're safeguarding them remaining lazy and remaining, oh, yeah, you know what? I don't care. That's right. What's the big deal? So they even eat even more. But you know, the health risks are heart attack, diabetes, stomach ailments, joint problems. We don't address this. You know?
And this media culture is promoting it, and that's the thing we're talking about. So now let's get on this Kardashian shit. Like seriously, why they got a vengeance? I feel like they being spiteful. You know what I mean? And it's like they won the case. Drop it. Now they the broad don't got no 300 and something thousand. Give me a break. Come on,
in
man.
Lawyer fees.
Why don't she? Why does she not? Why does she not? Do y'all think it's going up her nose? Because she's a known cokehead.
Nia, let's go. What you think? What's the details on this?
Malika? I think the Kardashians are being a little bit greedy and trying to just drag her and just take her life away. I mean, that girl ain't worth no money. That girl ain't worth. She's not going to be able to pay them $390,000.
Can I tell you what she does have though?
Let's hear it.
In the long run, this is the cold part about it. The coldest part about it is not one Kardashian has a Kardashian heir, but Blac Chyna does. Let that sink in. She is the only one that has a living Kardashian heir.
Whoa. Good point. Good point.
Wow.
So don't matter if she ain't got it right now.
She got it coming to her.
She got it coming to her. She has the only, remember, Rob Kardashian is the only male of that family.
He is. And
the only child that has been born to that dude is Blac Chyna's child.
Good point.
Yeah, dream.
She could get the money. Like she
gonna get that.
Get a reality show, whatever the fuck, whatever, just like that. So yeah.
Her baby's a Kardashian. That's
it.
And
that's it.
Got more Kardashian. All them other kids, they're not Kardashians.
No.
Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure most of our subscribers are Kardashian haters, but I'm gonna say this. These motherfuckers are some American motherfucking icons. They played the game.
Hey, they made it.
Man.
Hey, Kanye said it best, right?
Chris got
famous off a sex tape.
Hey, Chris got to be the coldest in the game, let me tell you. You got to be cold. You got to be a cold-blooded mother. Because Ray J, so let's get into it if we're going to get into it. So y'all don't know, Ray J just came out a couple weeks ago and basically debunked a lot of stuff that happened with that sex tape. So first of all, it didn't get leaked. Like they planned it, got together, they had a meeting. They had a meeting. They got together and said, "Hey, this meeting consisted of Chris, Kim, and Ray J." They decided how this would get leaked. They meticulously decided how it would get to the public and how they would.
The mother did that.
Make it controversial.
Yeah. The mother is the mastermind.
The mother is the mastermind of all of them.
What pissed Ray J off is this new show when they kept dragging it. So he finally said, listen, y'all not gonna do this. This is what really happened. Y'all wanted me to do this, and now you're trying to make me out to be like this, and I got kids now. So you got to think, Ray J didn't have kids when he did all of this. He wasn't married. He was a young dude.
Good point.
Now he's older, many years older. He's got a family. He's got multiple children with the same woman, mind you. So he has a brand now. You're not going to damage my brand with an old-ass lie that we got together and concocted ourselves. And now...
That she killing it.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, they live in the American... They didn't create the American dream. They didn't create the BBLs. They didn't create the what is it, Skims, you know.
Yeah.
They got Kanye out here looking crazy. I don't care what nobody says. Ain't nothing wrong with Kanye. That man is sane. People just don't pay attention to what's going on. Ain't nothing wrong with
him. He's a genius.
You understand?
Definitely.
They're the only constant with these men. And Blac Chyna, I like to call her a casualty of war. Because if you think about it, what do you really have a beef with China about? Because here's the thing about that. You have a baby with China does. China did not find out that this man was sleeping with one of the Kardashians until it hit the news. So now you're screwing her baby daddy. While y'all are friends. She's friends with the Kardashians.
Wow.
So you gotta look at how deep this goes before they even got to court. There was already a whole bunch of bullshit before they got to court.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So now,
Mace, hold up. Go ahead. You done, Dutchie?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yo, Jimmy, you got something to say on this Kardashian thing?
Me? I think, honestly, between me and you, they're disgusting. There were no, as I did in my movie, Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, you shitted on them in that movie.
I said it, a guy goes, oh, why didn't you do this or why didn't you do that? I said, to keep it very simple, I asked the three girls, is there anything you possibly can do? No. Do you have any talent whatsoever? No. They all became rich because the Kim Kardashian and the mother put up a plan. If you get this sex tape out, you will become an icon. You'll become, and now every woman got ass injections and lip injections.
You really think the sex tape is why they're where they at? Come on,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I disagree. I think it's a part of it.
Y'all are some haters, because I ain't gonna front. No, if I can do a sex tape from back in the 90s and make the money that broad is making, I'd have been all on it.
Listen, let's not forget Kim Kardashian was freaking Paris Hilton's lapdog, and let's not forget that she tried to still rape him.
But why was she her lapdog? Because she was looking for fame. It was the mother's idea and suggestion. If you make a sex tape and you put it out, I'll release it. That's what the mother did. The mother released it.
But we already said the mastermind is the mother. So
absolutely.
She was looking for fame. She was already trained like that since a baby.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't just a sex tape. It was a number of things that built up to this. It wasn't just
mom was sleeping with OJ, wasn't she?
The jury is still out on if OJ is Chloe's daddy.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, for me, I don't care what anybody says. They became famous mainly because of that sex tape, because she got in the paper, she got in the news. E! Channel, which I happen to know two executives from the E! Channel, said that this was the biggest thing that happened to them since sliced bread. They made billions of dollars off of it. Billions.
Oh, yeah, we don't disagree. We don't disagree that she got famous off the sex tape.
You saying it was the whole thing. Nah. Mace, what you know about Kardashians? And they at war right now.
Oh yeah, hey, homeboy, right? The thing that this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. The thing that made them the most famous was Kim's sex tape and that big old ass.
We forgot, Mace. Thank you. Good point. We forgot about that big old ass.
That big old ass.
We forgot about that big old ass.
Set her up.
That
and
ass.
remember, they did an episode on the Boondocks about Kim's ass.
We forgot about that big old ass.
Yeah,
that
man.
was before the sex tape.
Yep. Y'all forget about that joint. That's a meteor.
Basically, that was the main thing.
Malika, let's move on. We done with them. That's crazy. We done.
Hey, jump back real quick for the BBWs. Hey, Mace.
Oh yeah. Let's double back. Go ahead, get them. Say it.
Hey, Mace. Why you date the BBWs?
Huh?
Why you like the bigger women?
You might not hear you. Why? Okay.
Why do I like the big one?
Yeah, because I said if I got a big, I've dated big girls, I've dated big white girls, big black girls. I lived with big white in my past, whatever, and they had certain attributes, Mace, that it was they made up for they physical, they lack of the physical. So Mace, you go into this. Let's see what you think about this.
Hey, when I think about it, I love the big girls. You feel me? I always kept it a secret, but I always had an infatuation with the big girls.
Hey.
I don't know why. I don't know for what, but it's always been there. You feel me?
Hey.
But, I don't like the lazy big girls. You feel me? I don't like the lazy ones.
There's such thing as big and sloppy though.
That's gonna put me on the and show me why they got big. You feel me? With that burning. You feel me? So I like my big girl to be, somewhat Mobile.
Hey, bro, you've been listening to that. You've been listening to that rap song. I like Big Bucks.
Everybody wants somebody that's
You know, one that can get around. You know, one that ain't looking for disability checks. You feel me? One that, you know, take care of herself, keeping herself, you know, right. You feel me?
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say?
Mace, hold up.
Hold on, Mace.
Mace, Jesse got a question.
Did you just say not looking for disability checks?
Yeah,
We ain't gonna gloss over that like you ain't just say that shit, bro.
I thought so too, but I had to let that go.
Some of them do.
Right.
But yeah, if I offended anybody, my bad. You know, that's kind of I'm trying to miss. I'm trying to miss them type.
Okay. Oh yeah, we gotta ask him. What do you think about? Do you know about Lizzo, the artist?
Oh, Lizzo, yeah. I love Lizzo. The big
There you go.
He love all of them. He love all of them.
That's all I can hear. All right, let's move on, dude. What we got?
Oh man.
Before we get to the meat of this mass shootings and shit, we had something.
Man.
Yeah. So the time that I was at the beach, I was unable to get into it, and I did want to get into it. The aftermath. I wanted to get into the aftermath of the mass shootings because the impact of how many shootings, and I think I asked Jimmy, what was the total? And originally he said 214 within 100 and some odd days, and I double checked. And he did say, and in all fairness, there might be more, and there were. It was 260 some odd mass shootings.
That's right. I'm sorry, and you're correcting me, and that's true because at the time I said 214, it was 214, but there was 30 mass killings. But you're right, it was 250 something.
Yeah. So
terrible, man. I know. I was devastated at 214.
So what we know now versus what we knew when it happened. What we know now is nothing. That's why I wanted to hold off, because now we're finding out that the police department failed terribly.
Oh, we're talking about the Uvalde, or we jumped off it?
I think we're talking about mass shootings in general. Just
okay. Yeah, because we had Uvalde. Yep.
Yeah, but just saying how it was mishandled with them doesn't discount other places. Like, for instance, right after that, we had the guy that walked into the hospital that was looking for the doctor that messed up his back, and he had a list. He actually had a letter with him that said, "Hey,
yeah, man, that was bad. That was bad.
And anybody gets in my way, I'm shooting." That was one situation. Then we had another.
Yeah, that was that's bad, man.
So now what we have is the reason why I'm bringing up the Uvalde shooting is, and how many situations have we had like this? I think this is the first time where we have people that are actually speaking out without fear. How many times have they mishandled shit and we don't know?
They were horrible.
Wow.
How many times
you do know that this is one of the only countries in the world that have this situation.
Yeah.
Canada might have once in a while. Copenhagen, yeah. Denmark had one or two, but they were isolated and they had a reason. But we really have just very dumb, stupid people that watch video games with mass shootings, and this is what's going down.
Control and stuff like that.
Hey, pass the blunt to Mace real quick.
What you say?
Pass the blunt to Mace real quick before we cut off.
Go ahead.
What does he think about mass shootings?
Nah. I was agreeing with old boy. You know, they unnecessary. You feel me? Like these mass shootings that's going on in the world, they really unnecessary. It seems like. I mean, I ain't trying to be, you know, like I ain't trying to be racial, but it seems like it's one group of people.
Nah, that's not true.
Of course, man.
No more. Let me get into this, because this goes what I was gonna say, Mace. Hold up, because Jimmy said it's only in America. Now, if you get caught up in any other country with a damn knife, your ass going to jail for 30 years. So,
bro, they might kill you.
They're talking about gun laws in America, like that's gonna change shit. This is way past gun laws. This is some next shit, some psychological shit. America is built on. You know what we built on. You know how we are. And that's what's going on. And it's coming.
Well, how's this? Do you know what Florida, the state of Florida, is doing right now? My granddaughter, my son's daughter, I was very concerned. He said, Dad, 30 schools already have people, security guards with guns. So the minute you walk in that school, you're going to come anywhere near a gun, you're gonna be fired upon. But you need to have sensors put in. You need to have regulations, and they're doing that. You now have partisan agreements with all this stuff, but this is just getting out of hand, man.
Yeah.
I want to straighten something out.
That's necessary nowadays, though. That's necessary.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, how else are you going to keep the kids safe? You want to teach
the most gruesome one, Mace, by the way, because you're saying there's a group of people. The most gruesome one we know is at elementary school. I'm sorry. And guess what? That was a Spanish kid. You feel me? So I'm sorry.
I know.
This is an American thing. Go ahead, Dutchie. Mace.
No black people doing no mass shootings like that.
Yes, there was.
You're right, but I think it's coming. And your boy shot up Brooklyn.
And what about the kid
he was
in
trying
Michigan?
to kill people. He was black. So
And
hold
the
up,
kid
Mace.
in Michigan too.
Let me get on this
Let's
mass
talk.
shooting.
Pass the blunt.
He's attacking grown
Mace.
people. I'm talking about mass shootings in school.
Mace, you ain't going to do it like you're going to do in prison. Hold up. Let Dutchie talk.
All right, so look, here's the deal. With the racial, we have a black kid in Texas that they have not, I don't know why. And I think because they do push a racial agenda. So it does look like, we know what's going on. We know we have a supremacy. We're very well of that. However, they're not speaking on the fact, and they're not making it a big deal that this kid was Mexican. They're not making a big deal about the black kid a couple months ago. Nia, I know you remember that. It was a black kid.
In Michigan. Yeah.
No, in Texas. Right. That's a
different. Oh, yeah, in Texas.
A black man in Brooklyn.
A black kid in Texas went to school and shot up the school because he was 18. He got his ass whooped by a 16-year-old. His parents pulled, he was bullied. Lock his ass up with everybody else.
Only reason why the other cultures is coming out now because we're now living suburban lives. We're now having good jobs. Our kids are experiencing the American dream.
Yep.
And the ones that ain't coming up right, this shit's gonna happen. This is an American thing, Mace.
I agree.
Yeah, it's not a culture.
Really, what you gotta say? Oh, Nita, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was saying, I was agreeing with you guys. This is not a color thing. It's definitely an American thing.
With not even just with shootings. We used to be able to say, and I mean not to offend anyone as I make this statement, but all races have said this. We've always said, okay, this happened. Oh, that was a white thing. That was a white boy that did that. Or this happened. Or somebody black did that. Or this happened. Or Hispanic did this. We live in a time now where you can't say that anymore because everybody of all racial cultures and backgrounds are doing all types of craziness. It's not a race thing no more. It used to be a heinous thing such as, and this is off topic, bestiality was something that was considered a white thing. But it's people doing all types of wild shit with animals, and it's not a color thing. So people have gone and lost.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
It's not a race thing anymore.
That's disgusting. Let me just say that.
People of all walks of life now are doing all types of wild shit.
Hold up, Mace. Go ahead. What you saying, Mace? Say that again.
I said my bad. I couldn't separate the two from the world I live in. My bad.
Yeah, you in a different world.
Where I'm at is real racial.
You've been there half your life. But you gotta keep it down.
Sometimes I get beer goggles. Sometimes I get them blinders and stuff, and you gotta excuse me sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey, Mace, I got a question for you about where you are.
Yeah.
How do y'all get affected? When stuff like these mass shootings, let me just put this out there. I've been in a similar situation as him. I'll get into one day we'll do a whole segment about that. So I get it where he's at and what he's
remaining.
Hold up, Mace gonna have to call back for this question. But I want to hear this shit. This shit sound like it's gonna be a good one. Mace, because this is y'all ain't getting this nowhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on
all these different people, we all in different states.
Yeah.
And let me get y'all back.
All right, man.
Right back. And this is like something you will never get nowhere,
So let me
y'all gotta look out for Dutchie and Mia because they partners in crime and they on different parts of the world. Jimmy, he's the big homie. He's skilled at everything. He's fucking a mastermind at fucking whatever, master carpenter, master artist, master musician. And you getting these point of views on real shit from all these people. You know what I mean? It's amazing right now what's going on.
Right.
It really is.
One of the things I want to ask Mace, again,
he's coming back right now. He's coming right now.
Donovan Correctional Facility, San Diego, California. Your advanced pay account has a low balance. To claim your funds, please call 1-800-483-8314. And your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Yeah. All right. We get
hit the question.
All right. So Mace, starting with what I was saying before, I'm very familiar with your situation because I've been in a similar situation many years ago, so I kind of know what that entails. So I'm asking, when shit happens in the free world, how does that affect, especially when it's racial injustices or mass shootings or anything like that? When it gets to the inside, how does that affect y'all and y'all's interaction with other people and other races?
Hey.
How people deal with that, like it gets situations can get real stupid and ugly, like just depending on the outlook, like the Buffalo thing. People are looking all upside white people's head like they wanted to just attack them or something because of that situation. Because
hey, the Buffalo thing was a racist thing. Buffalo was a racist thing because he was planning on going to Lakewood, New Jersey to kill Jewish people. Wow. And I agree with you. The majority rules, and the majority is white supremacist Nazi believers that are holding in this craziness, and that is the truth. And I always speak the truth, whether people like it or not. But we had a president that was in office that initiated.
Hey, Jimmy, I don't mean to cut you off, but we're going to pass the blood back to Mace. Let him finish his statement. Then we'll come back to you, brother.
Okay, I'm sorry, babe.
No worries.
Go ahead, Mace. He got passionate.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's how it is up in here. You feel me? Like if like the white people they do something, people do something, and then they feel like they can look down on people, and then it's like the bumps to the heads of the races. You feel me? Because one is trying to be powerful than the other. And
what about the guards?
Like that.
Do the guards? Okay, so what about the treatment?
Oh, the guards get out the way.
No, not in that aspect. How do the guards react? Because they're in power. So how do they react when this type of shit happens on the outside in the treatment of people racially? Like, do the guards come in there and they act, a certain way because one of their own? I'm just wondering, how do they respond after a racial injustice or something happens?
You have to do a prison show then.
Like in here, there's more of them. There's more Mexican CEOs in this prison. So it really ain't doing nothing to them. All they got to do is just get out the way and wait until everybody get tired, and then they come do their thing. That's what they here for. They just here to make sure everybody lock up when it's time, and when it gets ugly, get out the way until they get tired. So do your thing on the real. That's how it is.
Damn.
Now,
all right, Jimmy, what were you saying, brother?
Well, I'm sorry?
What were you saying?
We still on mass shootings.
Oh yeah, the Buffalo thing, that was definitely neo-Nazi, following Trumper. He was a Trumper, and again, this was white power nonsense, ridiculous assholes being assholes. But here's a guy that literally went in to kill black people. Yes, that's 100% true. But unfortunately, it's not a racist thing, because what happened in Texas was Mexicans against Mexicans. So again, we're such a diverse country, and we're such a large country, and each race is going to be biased to their situation. But no, is there a lot of white supremacy and a lot of that Buffalo shit? Absolutely. I can guarantee you there's idiots sitting home looking to do another Buffalo scene.
I love you.
I love you segued into that.
I love you, but I don't Wait.
We need one person to talk just quick.
Dutchie,
go ahead, Dutchie.
Okay, so this is an unpopular opinion. I'm not a supporter, But I don't think Trump was a racist. I think he's an opportunist.
I don't either.
I think
I disagree with you. I know him personally.
I don't know him personally, but I'm gonna put this out there. Before Trump was a politician, I can think of about 6 or 7 rappers videos, and
he was in.
He was a friend of Spike Lee's. Spike Lee don't fuck with racists. He was friends with Russell Simmons. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are prolific black men.
Okay, you know why he was friends with them?
I mean, it could have been monetary, but what I'm saying is, I think now the racist agenda with Trump is purely based off of opportunity. And if it's an opportunity for him, he's gonna take it. If being for all for black people was a great opportunity for him, he's gonna take it. I think Trump is gonna take whatever.
That's what he did. He didn't care for Russell Simmons. He didn't care for anybody. He used them because they were a high profile when it was time when Russell Simmons was very popular and he had all his groupies. Donald Trump is will sit in a video and have drinks and invite to your yacht and have he's fucking black chicks. He was fucking big booty hoes on his shit. Come on, bro. It's all for publicity. It's all for publicity, but I want to tell you something. I know people that know him personally.
Nah, Dutchie, hold up now.
I know people that know him personally. I've met him. I did work with him. He's a narcissistic, malicious animal, and yes, he's 100%. He hates women.
Every human being on the earth fantasy is a bang of black chick. Every human being.
Yeah, but he is very racist. Believe me.
All genders. We know that.
Do you guys know? Do you guys know Dr. Eric Dyson? Dyson, don't you?
I fuck with you, and he said, ask this guy who's more racist. Okay, who? Give me this guy is a hater. As Young say, you're a hater, but he's saying,
who's a hater?
I guess S. Young is a Trump supporter too. It's okay. But Jimmy knows the guy. Jimmy was fucked. Trump. Jimmy got fucked over by the guy. Macy saying fuck Trump too.
He tried to screw. He screwed my friend.
I don't fuck with Trump, but he still sent me a check. I'm gonna tell you here, and everybody. I'm sorry.
No, I agree though. I agree with Dutchie. He's an opportunity.
And here go the question.
Also, Joe Biden, he called y'all super predators. What the fuck makes him so better? He called y'all super predators.
You're right. And look, and this is what S. Young is saying. She said she asked Jimmy, who's more racist, Biden or Trump?
Ooh, bam.
I want to tell you something.
Biden is an old low-key racist that we done let slide.
No, he's not. I want to tell you something. If you remember when Obama was president, it was Biden who set forth and initiated with Dr. Eric Dyson, who happens to be a very brilliant guy. I've read 4 of his books. Dr. Eric Dyson was set in place by Biden and Obama in 2009 to rehabilitate low-income areas, get people college educated.
So does that mean that you think that
no, let me finish. Let me finish. Biden always said, and this is 25 years ago, we do not have enough black legislature. We do not have enough Mexican legislature. This country has to abide to all people. No, Biden is not a racist, but Trump is. And I have living proof of that.
So
okay.
This. Do you think that Fidel Castro? This will answer my question.
The Grand Wizard, wasn't he? Trump's pop was the Grand Wizard, wasn't he?
But that don't mean he is. You can't. That's not a good point.
Hey, my man, wait a minute. He took credit. What I'm trying to say is he took credit from Dr. Eric Dyson's hard work, who is not a racist. He's a black college professor. He's one of the most. He's one of the most brilliant people in this world. If anybody should be president, it should be him.
He talked about economics and things like that. Yeah, I've read some of his stuff as well.
Okay, so after Dr. Eric Dyson does all this work and all this hard work, he brought down crime 70% out of, I think it was over 500 black neighborhoods, which was incredible. Kids were graduating high school. They were opening up businesses. Trump walks in and lets all the black people think that he did all that work. I'm here for the black people. He's not here for anybody. He stole literally $640 million, which is a fact, but we can't do nothing because you cannot prosecute or discriminate against the president after there was agreement between 2 parties that he would solicit money to everyone. Yeah. He's robbed this country blind. He only cares about the rich. and he's about to get indicted. So yes,
so let's talk about the indictment. What do you guys think about January 6th and what's going on? You know, all that's in the public right now.
Fuck that. I got something even better than that. Let's talk about these lyrics that young black men are getting prosecuted for. Let's talk about these rap lyrics that these guys are getting RICO charges. And now they're
that's bad. That's wrong.
Let's talk about that.
Wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's a disgrace, actually.
They are literally trying to do the same thing that they did when Tupac was alive way back then, and they're doing the same shit again. They're trying to take these lyrics. R. Kelly was singing about screwing young girls, but are you still going to take every lyric of every artist and every rapper and everybody that's made music, and you're going to use it to prosecute them? You have to prosecute the whole music industry then.
Guess what? BBD, backstage, underage, adolescent.
Hey, you know, let me tell you, this is a bad situation.
Backstage, underage.
It's disgusting, really, the tactics that they're using. You got to have proof of what's going on. Sorry, this is America and whatever else. People could assume because of names. Well, okay, hold up, Dutchie. What are you referring to?
Backtrack. Give us a story.
Listen, okay, so you got Young Thug and you got Gunna. They got picked up on RICO.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, these rappers that are well known in the Atlanta area. Now, there's a lot of gang affiliation, a lot of this stuff. Here's the thing. If you are associated, you can also be charged with these charges.
That's right. That's crazy.
So they're doing this right now off of association.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
That says rap lyrics can be used in charging someone for whatever crime that you're accusing them of.
That's crazy. That's going back to jail.
That's bananas. No, bro. So I want you to think.
This is getting out of hand. When I saw that in the news, I was blown away and I could not believe it. I said Eric Clapton should have been killed, should have been locked up when he said, I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. What kind of bullshit is going on in this country, man?
All right, let's get back to Trump, because I like this question. I'm sorry, Dutchie, but I've never seen this name, and I always give my comments props. Puna Fairbanks. Should Trump be locked up for attack on the Capitol?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Come on, let's hear it.
I think he orchestrated that.
He decided that right. Yeah. Go ahead, Mason. I'm sorry, hun.
And S. Young, you're a Trump fan. You could go ahead and let me know what you think, but I'm not going to say what I think yet, but I want to hear what Jimmy think. I heard you. I heard Malika. What you think, Dutchie?
Yeah, I think he helped orchestrate it. I do. I think he had a lot to do with it.
May Slope said, yeah. Jimmy didn't say nothing yet.
I think that nigga called them people to the White House to do that shit. I believe it.
And when you in there, you watch the news, so you see all the shit. You see the news, so when you in there, if it's a major news, you gonna know what's up. So May said,
for real.
So Mace, you feel like he sent them in there?
Hell yeah, he orchestrated and promoted that shit with the the Proud Boys or whatever they call themselves.
S. Young said, wait a minute, because S. Young said he told everyone to peacefully go home. Y'all been lied to.
After people,
that's what S. Young said. But yeah, I was about to ask, like, when though? Was that after?
They need to kill the people that make the laws.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Wasn't he saying that? Wasn't he saying that to the people?
I'm not saying
about
my
killing
opinion
the people
yet.
that make the laws or some shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was Nancy Pelosi. They marched on her office specifically.
On the real.
With the intent to hurt her. His daughter.
Okay, Michael Douglas Stein. Oh, is there a link? I don't know what that means, homie. Let me know what that means.
His daughter testified against him. She was there.
After a 15-minute speech. But when was this? After they already rushed the spot?
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Mayslow, you can call back if you can. You know, I know.
Let's get it 50 seconds.
I'm gonna let my boy get on, and then I'm gonna hop back on.
Yes, sir.
But if I'm not able to, y'all have a good night.
You too, Mace.
Take care, brother.
From the West Coast. you know, Donovan State Prison, holla at your boy. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah. All right.
And S Young, I want you to call up now.
This has been a good show.
Everybody was telling me they was getting busy singles. Call up now because I want to hear you really rocking with Trump heavy. I want you to call up, S Young. You see the number. Don't be scared.
We calling people out in the comments.
Don't be scared.
Send your argument.
Everybody I challenged to call up, they called up. So don't be scared, S Young. But what Puma Fairbanks said, S Young, I think you was in the crowd talking. You said S Young rushed the Capitol. Wait, Puma, you dry snitching over here. Jimmy, come on. I know.
Hey, brother, you know, if we want to recognize something, there's been an injustice done in this country. We did live by laws, and those laws have governed us through a lot of craziness. But in 2019, Trump implicated ideology that was created the same thing that Hitler did. And if you understand something about Trump, he always bragged. One time we were at a party and at a fast party, all movies, he was hanging out with Bruce Willis. I wouldn't shake his hand. He actually put his hand out to me and I wouldn't shake it. But in 2019, he implicated the ideology of why do we have only a two-term president? Shouldn't it be that a guy, because this is now Kim Jong-un, this is now Putin, this is now Iran, this is now all the dictatorship, and that's what he wanted. Trump, yes, Trump deserves to be shot in a firing squad, what he's done to this country.
Talk about mass shootings.
He was saying, why do we have this 8 term? It should be 20. It should be 30 years. Why should the guy stay in office and help run a country? They were robbing this country so bad, and he was throwing out all this crazy rhetoric about nothing, about lies. And people, even my own daughter said, "Oh, Dad, there was things floating down the river." This is a guy. When I was going to college, and I had to take this religious class. I said, no, that's not true. I studied the Bible. I studied how the Bible was created while you're taking gospel from what a book says. It's the same thing with Trump did. I saw ballots floating down the river. They did this. And people go, yeah. And then you have the QAnon experience from that podcast show. Who's that guy in Texas?
So, Jimmy,
that heavyset guy.
If everybody agrees that Jimmy hates Trump, raise your hand.
Let me ask all y'all a question, actually. Did Trump and him being a president induce this whole gun culture in America to where it's like it became more fans that's pro-gun? I think I don't know. I think he did, like, to where it's more people in America that's pro-gun now since his term and since his since he's been in office. You know what I mean?
Now, Moo,
I think
Moo, how long have you known me? And how long have I been pro-gun?
You've been pro-gun a long time.
Okay, before Trump. I want to state that. Go ahead, Dutchie.
Okay, so here's what I think. I think during Trump's term, here's what happened. I think because of the racial tension, and because we started having real fucking lynchings, I think it became a thing where it was irresponsible for any young Black male or female that could own a firearm to not have one. So that increased it. We began buying a lot of ammunition as well.
That's right.
And I think also other people, other cultures and races, because it did become a very dangerous place during that time. And because we had so much shit going on, the price, not the price, but people buying guns just shot up. And I don't think it was just because of that. I think because of shit. We're literally a foreign country with a fucking Gucci belt on. Literally. We are it's like a fucking third world country here. It's literally like a third world country. What's the difference?
I don't hate Trump either. I want you to know that. I understand him. I'm so American. I understand that, but I can still.
I mean, America. America is literally
for certain aspects too. But go ahead, Dutchie. I'm sorry.
The reason why I say that we've become a third world country. Look at how we eat. One, look at what our kids are given. Look at the homeless population. Look at all of this shit, and then how COVID was handled. Then you look at the price of guns. Look at who can get guns. Look at who has guns. And now I want you to compare that shit to Iraq. Why? Because we're not blowing up shit over here. I mean, collectively, if you watch our news and you only record all the bad shit, it's going to look just like a fucking third world country. It'll look just like that. Take out all the good out of our news media and replace it with all the bullshit, because we're not getting their good media. We're only seeing shit being bombed and kids looking desolate and rocks on top of shit. We're not seeing their regular city news. So you take all of our news and compile all of our shootings, all the homelessness and all this other shit. We are living like we live in a third world country.
So this might be,
I mean, since the 50s, there's been a great deterioration in this country, without a doubt, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse. It's not as bad as it was because there's no more people getting lynched in the street, and there's no more like 1914 and 1920 where they were gunning people down in the street. We don't have the violence that Chicago had in a lot of places. That deterrent is actually getting better because people don't realize our past. Our past was very violent. Our past was extremely violent. People were being killed.
But let's talk about America in general. I mean, they come from Americans. Are the rejects of other foreign countries. I mean, initially, that's who came over here on the Mayflower, right?
Going deep now.
Hey, listen, you can't say nothing to an Arab person or a Muslim person in this country. You know, we're used to going, hey, pardon my expression, mother effer, and you all, come on, let's get going. Come on, you guys. You cannot say that to these people. I don't know if you know this, but there was a Queens shooting 3 days ago. A cop friend told me that the Muslim guy went back in and shot him because he said, come on, you know, like we would go, come on, you mother effers, let's get this, we got to get this rack cleaned. He took that personally. You know, we don't realize that we get away with a lot of shit in this country, and we're spoiled.
It was worse before. Yeah, we all agreed to that.
Yeah.
It was definitely worse. Definitely, no doubt about it. But now we educated, we able to talk about different situations that's going on. You feel me? And like this whole mass shooting shit. Why? I got a question. Why do y'all think it's an American thing? Like, why do y'all think that? Why?
Because all right, you know, this is very simple. You see that little punk piece of crap that shot those poor people in that Buffalo supermarket and wanted to go to Lakewood? What do you think this idiot is sitting home every day? His mother and father are probably both alcoholics. They're probably both drug addicts, which he comes from a really bad area in a bad neighborhood. He gets a hold of a gun. He's listening to all this. He's being morticized by people, because the Michigan militia is the biggest militia, which he was all spoken with these people, hate this, and blacks are no good, and the Jews are no good, and we got to kill them. Hitler was right. That's what goes on. That's one thing, because you have an uneducated psycho that gets a hold of a gun. There's psychopathic idiots in this country, and that's where we have to. That's where it has to end. You just have nutty people.
We already know.
Are you people going to go and get a gun and start shooting people? You know.
I'm gonna tell you why. From the beginning of the beginning of this country, it was built on violence. Violence is not our past. Violence is our past, and violence is our present. We don't know the future, but violence is still our present. We might not have people getting lynched out in the streets, but we still have young people, black males, getting lynched, as in the past 2 years in Mississippi in the woods. We still having people.
It ain't a black and white thing.
Well, you know what?
Because we had a Spanish guy got lynched in.
But I'm talking about the mass shootings. Like, why is America? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Dutchie. Go ahead.
Because
I just want to stay on this.
Because it's built on. We in a country that is built on violence. This country started on violence. Violence is what has made this country popular. War, when we have wars, this country sees a lot of money.
Every country is built on violence. Every country.
Hey, did you see that guy going to the game?
Violence or whatever, running it.
But this country, but the young men and women in this country have shit available to them that other kids in other countries that are war countries don't have. You understand what I'm saying? It's easy for a 15-year-old to go get an AR-15 here versus.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
You understand, somewhere else. That's why.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Mass shootings, because it's mass shootings we're talking about.
And I think part of the issue is these little brats are spoiled. It's this everybody gets a fucking trophy concept, right? So if I didn't get a trophy, or if somebody said something mean to me or hurt my feelings, you know, back in the day, we would just handle it. We would handle it like kids, you know, either I'm going to beat you in a game of basketball, or I'm going to whoop your ass, or something like that. These kids are punks and bitches now.
Does you got to come back?
They're spoiled. Yes, they are.
Yeah,
But I got to tell you, though,
brats.
but don't you think there's a psychological thing about it? I mean, not me or you or anybody else or my son are going to go pick up a gun and shoot kids. Obviously, something's not right. Because you're not going to sit there.
Opportunity to fail. They've never failed at anything. Everybody gets a fucking trophy at the soccer game, right? Even the losers.
Well,
yeah, that's
so when
bullshit.
you finally meet people that are like, fuck you, you're not that cool. Now you got a problem because you're not used to rejection.
Hey, listen, look at that guy at the hockey game, that Ranger fan. He's, you know, you go to games, you would go to a football game or a baseball game and you're wearing the opposite team's jersey. They're throwing soda at you. They're mocking you. Years ago, they used to go, hey, buddy, good game. I hope you win. And good luck with you. Now this guy stops this guy and he punches this lightning fan out.
Wow.
He's walking. And guess what? He goes, oh, man, I got caught. Just think of that perception. Oh, man, I got caught. This is and this kid's from Staten Island. I happen to know who he is. I know who his father is.
The one that
but
got
this is a punk kid.
What?
You
know the punchy or the punched?
The puncher.
Oh, wow. So what's wrong with this kid, Jimmy?
I didn't delete.
Well, I want to tell you what. You have a parent. First of all, the guy's father is not a nice guy. I know who he is. Okay. And the kid, I never met the kid. I never met the son. I knew this guy years ago. But he was never a nice guy, always bad-mouthing people. So if you're around that, and you get that nastiness, that's what happens. Yeah, you son of a bitch. Yeah, we lost. Screw you, Lightning fan.
Wow.
You know, I want to tell you a story. I went to a game, and I was next to a Philadelphia Flyer fan. The Islanders kicked the living crap out of Philadelphia. And the guy next to me, I go, hey, man, you know, and he went like this, and we laughed, and we talked to each other. I had an Islander jersey, and I had an Islander logo, but he had a Flyer jersey. We were shaking, hey, good game. Hey, Meg, we'll get you next time. Yeah, you ain't kidding. No, we're going to kick your ass, and you laugh about it.
I was leaving that. Eagles game in a Giants jersey?
I'm sorry, dear?
Have you ever been to an Eagles game in a Giants jersey?
Are you ready for my Eagles story?
Sure.
I was at a bar. I was at a bar in Florida, and we went to go see Miami Dolphins play the Philadelphia Eagles. The worst fans in the world are Philadelphia Eagle fans.
That's why I was asking if you've ever been in their stadium.
Yes.
Let's get back to the topics.
Tell me about that experience.
I saw the Giants in Philadelphia. Never again will I go to Philadelphia wearing a Giants logo.
All right.
Does that answer that one, babe?
Yes.
I missed.
There was a question for Dutchie. Puna Fairbanks. Dutchie, what about the comment Trump made about women that was caught on video? How do you feel about that?
Oh, the grab him in the pussy.
The grab him by the pussy.
Obviously, that's what she.
Yeah, he's an animal, man. I told you, he doesn't like women.
I think it was very. I do think it was very misogynistic. Don't get me wrong.
California.
I'm not saying that Trump is a model. I just disagree with I do think he's an opportunist, but I don't personally have anything against the man. Is he misogynistic? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
he's a pig. He's absolutely a pig.
He's a pig.
Yeah.
All his wives are mail order for God's sake.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
So yeah. I totally agree. It was a misogynistic thing, you know.
So that's how they feel, Puna. You got any other questions? If you do, call up too, because you know what I mean. Those mass shooters were influenced by Trump indirectly.
No, their influence. Influence is everything, bro. If I teach a student something, I'm influencing him. I'm influencing him to be a good person. If I go to teach a student, I have to talk to their parents. What is your son going to do with this if I teach him this? I said, you will be shunned from me. I said, but, you know, I'm a registered black belt in 3 different styles of karate. I teach Zen. I didn't study karate. The more I know how I can kill somebody is the less I want to do it. It's the less violent I want to be. And now I teach peace. And, you know, you're learning this to protect yourself. But there's kids I taught that were violent that I kicked out of my class. And they didn't learn anything after
now
that.
I teach peace. What are you talking about? You don't teach
Jimmy, you jumped all the way off topic, man.
No, I know, but you know what it is? I'm getting emotional I get emotional about things, and I'm referencing stuff, so I apologize.
No, don't apologize.
You know, because honestly, Trump has literally boiled my blood because of nobody realizes what the damage he's actually done to this country. He's done nothing for black people as he suggested he's done. He lowered our taxes and took all our write-offs away.
Look at my black person over there. He said, look at my black. What did he say?
Yeah, but bro, what do you think he's doing? But Mook, you know, look at my black fans over there. How you doing there? Hey, my brother, my black brother, look at him. There he is. What do you think he's doing? Oh, look, it's influence. It's influence.
Lord.
Yo, wait a minute, because you wild. Because Kodak Black fuck with him. Kodak Black, the rapper.
So does Kanye.
I just seen the new chain that Kodak Black had of Trump.
Lord.
Yeah, but bro, he couldn't give 2 shits about black people, white people. He couldn't care about anything.
All right, so let's get it in, guys, because we had time.
You know he's German, right?
Go
ahead, Dutch.
If you don't know this, I'm gonna whisper this shit.
We got a call.
There's a lot of black Trump that don't want y'all to know that they support.
Call back. My bad, Mace.
Did you hear that? Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dusty. I'm sorry.
There are a lot of black Trump supporters that don't want y'all to know
that they're black supporters.
Yes.
How the hell he get elected? I mean, shit, somebody had to vote for him.
A lot of Spanish supporters too. A lot of Spanish supporters.
It was a lot of Hispanics.
Oh my God, he left them out. Oh.
0 to
a lot of
accept.
Spanish supporters.
Press 1 to
He did them dirty. He did them dirty. He started separating
what's
families.
Your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, my bad.
What's up, boo? I'm calling from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
What's up, Cleveland?
What up, Cleveland?
What you think about what we talking about, my dude? I appreciate you calling too.
Well, I think, I'm not from Cleveland. I'm just traveling right now. Turn this on YouTube off. Yeah, so yeah, I'm a strong Trump supporter, man. I'm riding.
There go one of them people y'all talking about.
Hey, he ain't hiding it though.
He's not. And why do you support Trump, sir?
I was at first, but then I realized how much the man did, and I thought it needed to be told. So how he won was he cleaned up in the elections. He had his boots on the ground, and even his last election, he picked up 40% of the Cuban vote. And truth be told, they didn't do it for forensics on the last vote. We believe it's a district in Detroit that won the black vote. He won the black vote in. So them brothers voted for.
I fucked up. Sorry, yo.
You fucked up?
I have our call from.
What'd you do?
An inmate at the Andre Donovan Correctional Facility, San Diego, California.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up, homie. Because you ain't never tell me your name anyway. What's your name?
To accept this call,
before you continue.
Dial 5 now.
What's your name from Cleveland?
Global Tel Link.
Hey, Malik, what I was talking about, what I was getting off track.
Did he hang up?
No, I want to hear what he was gonna say.
I know he might call.
Yeah.
Call back, homie. My bad. That's my. Wait, you still on? He's still here.
He's still on.
But Macy merged in. See, I did it, y'all.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's your name, though? What's your name?
That's Young.
Okay.
All right,
That's Young. This is my nigga then. See, that's why I want to know your name. God damn it. You a supporter. You a major supporter. I fuck with you, homie.
I said when I called in. I said, is that Young?
Yeah, man, my bad. You know I'm retarded. Come on, man. Appreciate you. Go ahead. Let me finish. Go ahead, finish. You're a Trump supporter, a black Trump supporter from Cleveland.
You had asked a question about that gent. I'm sorry. Go.
No, you go ahead. Go.
you asked about that January 6th deal. Well, I watched the whole speech, and truth be told, he slowed it down because he already anticipated it's gonna be some fuck shit. And he was supposed to be there at a certain time. Pence was waiting on him to get there. He was already decided he wasn't going to sign the insurrection. But he told those people after it was cold out there too, and they were waiting on him for hours. He did that shit on purpose. He said, "Now peacefully go home," right? But you already had
that was after though.
That was well after. That was not anywhere, and he was forced to do that. He was told by his administration.
You gotta pass the mic. We're gonna pass the blunt back and forth, so you gotta land at some point. You feel me?
Yeah, man. Come on
and
with
let Jimmy respond.
Yeah.
That's Young. Go ahead, Cleveland.
I did land. You talking to me?
All right, you landed. Go ahead.
All right, Jimmy, go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off, boo.
No, it's okay. That was well after, and he was told by his advisors and his daughter, "You better do something about this." The whole time he was laughing and smiling while that was going down because that's what he wanted, and that's a fact. They also have documented proof of him trying to overturn 16,000 votes in Georgia, which is totally illegal. He not only broke the constitutional law that he swore by, but he wanted to overturn that election, and he is such a moron. He thought that Mike Pence had the authority and the power to overturn and deny that, deny those votes. And the vice president is only there to bear witness to the count. That's all the vice president can do. He has no power or authority to start anything. That guy is so diverse from doing any kind of communication with people. He's already proven this. Again, he's robbed this country of millions and billions of dollars. Morons that were flooding money to him for his campaign to show that, this is a rob.
That's what I said. That's why I asked.
There's nothing you could say nice about this guy, man.
That's Young. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dutchie.
No, I love Trump.
That's okay. You can love anybody you want, brother.
That's Young. How old are you?
I disagree with everything you just said.
That's fine. You can disagree with everything. I have actual proof. There's proof. It's documented. His daughter even told him, "Dad, there's no lie. The guy's lying. He's telling everybody there was fraud. There was no fraud. It was one of the most secured elections in the history of the United States. We had problems in the late 1800s and the 20s and 30s that were a lot worse than this. You could like Trump, but again, where is your facts and where is your proof?"
Okay, now pass the blunt. Back to As Young.
As Young, come on.
Well, I just don't know what to respond to. You didn't say nothing that's worth quantitating. I can tell right now that you don't like him. And for his policies, if you wanted to go around the politics, so let me ask you this: what do you suggest? You suggest we put Kamala and Biden back in, or you want Hillary?
My man, listen.
None of the above.
It's not about me liking Biden. We're talking about Trump. It's not about Biden. It's not about Hillary. First of all, I'm a moderate. I don't believe in the Democratic. I believe in the realistic party. But Trump is a fraud and a liar, period. And we have proof of that.
You're right, Jimmy. We're talking about Trump.
That's what I'm saying. We're talking about Trump.
But he was asking, who's the better option?
I agree.
I didn't hear
anything. Young, my nigga, so. But I'm just saying. I'm gonna say. And go ahead,
I agree with that's one of the reasons of I still stick with what I say. I might not be a supporter of, but I'm still gonna say ain't nothing to put no check in my mailbox.
Does she agree with you, as Young?
I still feel
checking mine.
He's an opportunist. I do think he's an opportunist, but I don't think Trump.
Oh man, you might have to call up now. Sorry, Dutchie, go ahead.
I don't think he single-handedly dismantled the country. Country was already screwed. I mean, and since we keep saying we're only talking about Trump, then that means we can't talk about all the other fuck shit. Like, let's not act like Obama didn't do fuck shit. Let's not talk about.
I don't think we said he single-handedly dismantled the country or nothing. No, I don't think nobody.
Hitler did.
Yeah, that's a whole nother fucking story.
And he was pretty damn close to following those footsteps.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Yo, Puna, call up because Puna got something to say to S. Young. He said S. Young is a perfect example of a slave being in love with slave master.
Oh, wow.
That's what Puna said about S. Young.
Fired.
That's what he said. Yo, call up, Puna. Don't be scared, my nigga. Call up, and we're going to hear what you got to say because I fuck with you too, but I really fuck with S. Young because he a real supporter. But S. Young, what you got to say to that?
Man, I was on mute or something happened for 10 seconds. What I missed?
This dude, Puna Fairbanks, said S. Young is a perfect example of the slave being in love with slave master.
Right.
You put that massa on it.
Oh, Mace, you are there. Mace still there too.
Hey, January 6th, I only saw Trump flags flying.
Hey, yo, Jimmy, I want to hear S. Young's response to this. I really do.
Well, he basically called me a coon, and I agree.
He said, I agree. That's a real one. Go ahead, S. Young. Let's hear it.
Well, no, that's what they resort. That's what they resort to. They can't go pound for pound on.
S. Young.
Call your name because they.
I like that, S. Young.
Huh?
Go ahead. What you say? Explain yourself. Respond. I want to hear your response.
He's standing up for what he believes in. He's standing up for what he believes in. Nick can respect that. You feel me?
Mace Loke with it too.
Feel me?
I want him to.
I like this.
Y'all missed what he said.
Go ahead, Dutchie.
Hold on. Y'all missed what he really said. We over with.
Mace, hold up.
I want him to repeat.
I'll be the one in there listening when you be calling in.
I know, homie. You one of my. I fuck with you, man. I appreciate it too. But let me hear. Hold up, because we do a thing called pass the blunt here. That's Young. And when you ain't got the blunt, you can't talk. Dutch, you got the blunt right now, my nigga. Hold on 1 second.
I want. So he said something. S1 said something, and y'all missed what. S Young. He said something, and y'all missed it because we were over talking him.
Go ahead.
He said when they can't something, and we kind of drowned him out, and I want him to repeat what he said.
Blunts pass back to S. Young.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, S. Young. Dutchie said you said something and she wants you to repeat.
You mean when I said that most of the time when people have opinions, it's mostly just name calling and stuff like that. They can't go pound for pound with facts and policies.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted everybody to hear.
You better call up, my nigga. Don't do that.
Hey, that's what I said. I wanted y'all to hear what he said so we could get a little, y'all didn't hear that. I heard that.
I hear that. Thank you, Dutchie.
I heard that.
Let's make
it interesting. Let's make it interesting.
So Jimmy, any last words on Trump and shit? You know what I mean? Before,
I don't want to talk about Hitler no more.
Jimmy,
I'm tired of talking about Hitler. Can we move on?
Jimmy, you can't do that. Jimmy.
You people don't realize that in another year you would have been going hell Trump.
Hitler murdered millions of people. You can't do that.
Yeah,
don't do that.
My man, wait a minute. I'm not talking about millions of people. We're talking about influence and control. Wait a minute. We're talking about influence and control. I'm not talking about mass murders. I know what Hitler did. Hitler was an animal, but I'm talking about the ideology of Hitler.
Like, what's the thing to do? This dude murdered millions of people.
But I'm talking about, bro, how did Hitler become into power? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the aftermath of his insanity, but I'm talking about the influence of how Trump was trying to take over, like Hitler did, take over Germany. And that's a fact. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the mass murders.
Relationship with Putin?
Huh?
Putin's a mass murderer. You could put him in Hitler's category.
Passionate, Jimmy.
It's all personal. It's emotions.
Hold on. Who's saying that? Go ahead.
S Young. What you say?
S Young, get at him. Come on.
No, I'm saying that they usually just use the most inflammatory words and descriptions they can because it's all they got. It's all emotion. Come on, bro.
Jimmy, he saying you're getting emotional.
No, I'm not getting. I'm getting emotional because I want to tell you something. One of my best friends is a Columbia University professor, and he teaches at 30 other institutes. Okay, he also manages the money for the country. He does the state and also federal, where all the money goes and how the money went. No, I go by facts, bro. I'm not showing emotion because I'm really sick and tired of how people just listen to the rhetoric of a lunatic narcissist who's lying to everybody. And this is facts. I go by facts. That guy told me, that professor told me, Jimmy, I can't tell you the money that was robbed from the Trump organization, period. And he's done that in New York. He's going to do it in the country. Please, brother. Listen, I don't get emotional, but when I know something's right, I get freaked out. He's a
Jimmy. What you
he's a bad dude, bro. He's a bad dude.
Mayslow, you there?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Trump, man. Let's talk your real feelings, not no politics shit. You know what I mean? Mason in prison. He been in prison half his life.
I just
More than
respect.
half his life.
I respect what's going on around the table. You feel me? I respect it.
I want your real honest opinion, though. Do you really feel like he's that racist guy that's out for black people and everybody else, or he's just a American motherfucker that's trying to get some bread, or he's just, I don't know what you think about him, you know what I mean?
Nah. What I think is, I don't think he's that racist guy, you feel me, like that. But I do believe he does have racism in him, you feel me? He's not after black people, he's after whoever, you feel me? Because he's going after whoever. He don't give a fuck what race you are.
Yep.
He's going after you. You feel me? So I don't believe he's after just black people on the real. Donald Trump is an asshole. He ain't a racist. He's an asshole.
Man, let me tell you something, brother.
Go ahead, Jimmy. Will be monitored and recorded.
Hey, you know what bothers me?
Mace, hold up. Mace,
why people respect him and shit? I do because he's not gonna hold back.
Mace fuck with Trump.
Hey, man. You know what bothers me? That Dr. Eric Dyson never got no credit for what he did for his race and the power of his race. And yes, I don't blame him because he is a black professor, but nobody gave him credit for doing all the hard work that Trump is taking credit for. That's what bothers me. Where is Dr. Eric Dyson's credibility? Where are we not thanking this man for creating stability in black neighborhoods? And that was put in place by Biden.
So, Jimmy, can I say something? So I've read a lot of I've read Dr. Eric Dyson, and I've seen some documentaries on him, and he was a very humble man. He wasn't looking for that credit.
He is but that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean, babe. No, darling, I know he's not looking for it, but I'm talking about the media. I'm talking, instead of blasting and listening to Trump take credit for what that man did. Yes, I'm aggravated. I'm mad. That man is the most humblest, sweetest person. You know what? I met him twice. And he shook my hand and he said, "How you doing, man? It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Eric Dyson." I said, "Dr. Eric Dyson, it's a pleasure to meet you. I read all your, man, you're amazing." He goes, "Jimmy, thank you." And then of course, there's 1,000 people trying to shake this guy's hand. Yes, he's humble, babe. But I'm talking about all the assholes in the media and people out there bringing out that saying, "Look at what this guy did." Trump took all the credit. Look at what I did for black people. Look what I did for Mexicans. He's full of shit.
Okay,
he didn't do shit.
I think Trump, and this is honest to God, you want me to tell you what I do like about Trump? Because nobody has really said what they like about him. You want me to tell you what I like about him? Trump has a lot of
Go ahead.
A lot of the shit that we're thinking that's politically incorrect to say, he's done it. He's stepped outside of just being political. People might not agree, and this is
that's true, baby. You're right. Yeah.
It's something that I should not say, but I'm gonna say it at the risk of whatever. I'm gonna say it anyway. When he called that shit the China flu, People were upset about that, but where the hell did it come from? It was okay when they called it Spanish flu.
I was with that. My ignorant ass. Like, yeah.
And Trump didn't lie. Trump told the truth during his whole election with regards to what the fuck he was going to do.
Yeah, especially when he was telling you to inject you with chlorophyll.
When Ebola came from Africa, they had no problem letting y'all asses know where it came from.
Yes.
When Spanish flu was called the Spanish flu, nobody batted an eye. This motherfucker calls it the Chinese flu, and everybody's goddamn offended.
Yeah.
That's because of the idiots we have in this country. Yeah, it's true. I agree with that.
But Trump never lied. He said he was going to build the freaking wall. He built the wall. He said he was going to deport illegals. He deported people. He said what the fuck he got his bread. It's just people didn't go out there and vote against him.
So we can talk about we can come up with a pile of shit about him that we do not like. But I haven't heard anybody say, hey, tell me something about him that you do like. And mine might be unorthodox, but that's because I'm very vocal. I don't give a damn. So I can respect a person that can step outside of politics and say whatever the hell they want to say. You understand?
He's a businessman.
Are you
not a politician.
As you on the phone?
No, I got it on speakerphone.
Oh, okay, because I want you to see Jimmy's face right now. All these black people talking about Trump.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm leaning over. Did I scare you?
Jimmy's over there.
Didn't mean to scare you, good people, man. Hey, listen. Talking about Trump's wall. Trump, 80% of the wall, 80% of the open space you couldn't even get to, you die. You're going through a desert. It's unwalkable. You can't. The part where he wanted to put Laredo and all that stuff, yes, I do believe that should be controlled because the Rio Grande is at its most narrowest. But 80% of that thing where we wanted to put the wall was taking away from people's property and ruining that beautiful landscape. You're going to see a wall.
I agreed with the wall. He said he was going to build one, and that son of a gun tried to build one.
Yeah, but he also said the Mexicans were going to pay for it too.
Let's tie this in.
He said,
and the president laughed at him.
We heard about, let's get back on the topic because we heard about Macy Felt on the mass shooting and the thing, the elementary school. That was crazy. Like
what's that movie?
Really, we skipped over it. So like the elementary school shooting, that right there is the main, like right now, that's really, so we never talked about that and how it affected. We all parents. And honestly,
did you see the father on TV talking about his daughter?
Oh Lord. They
put a picture of his daughter up. And all she kept saying is, Dad, I want to be a marine biologist. And I'm so excited. All she ever talked about and all he did as a good father that he was nurture her. And that man deserves to not be with his daughter anymore. Amen.
And I think all the parents feel that way. The damn shame is where the police failed. They failed those children for over
without a doubt. Oh my God, you're so right.
They stood outside like little bitches and didn't rush in, which was supposed to be their job to protect and serve that community and protect those children.
Man, that's bad, baby.
I can say this. Not only am I from Texas, I'm also we are originally from Houston. We moved to San Antonio, which is 80 miles away from the place. In my city, we took in a lot from our hospitals. A lot of the children and people that were injured.
Thank you.
There is a liaison in a school. Some of these people, and of course, I'm not going to go into who, me being from there, I had to call home to find out because of the close proximity of this shooting. Did we know anyone? And the sad part about that is, my mom did know someone. My sister also did know. She went to
my God.
My sister went to high school with one of the parents. My son is 9. My son will be 10. My other nephew is 9. He will also be 10. They're 6 months apart. I have another nephew who is 11. I have about 5 nephews and 1 niece, and all of them are within the age range, and they all reside in San Antonio, Texas, 80 miles outside of where this happened. So I want second. For those of us, and it doesn't take away from any other parent, so don't misunderstand. But when you have a child that's the same size, when I look at my son while this was happening in my city where this is happening, and I look at how small my child is and what a bullet does to a child's body, it shatters a child's body.
Yeah, sad, man.
Happens isn't just what we think of what happens to adults. It's not just, hey, this kid got shot. You have to look at what he used and the type of rounds that he used. And let's get real. There's some people that would not have possibly been able to identify their child depending on where they got shot.
Yeah, that's so true, man.
That their bones are. You have to think about how small that they are. And you have to also think about their cousins and whoever else. This is a community that is very small. Extremely small community. So this really rocked the surrounding communities around it, and some of us that did go to high school and some of us that have siblings that went to high school, and it's in between Mexico and San Antonio, so to speak. So there are people that wanted to kind of move away from the bigger city to kind of be closer to Mexico for the travel purposes. So that's why you're hearing so many grandparents from San Antonio and so many cousins, because all of this is just within that area. You know, so it is sad and it's very hurtful.
That's Young from Texas too. I'm sorry to cut you off. That's amazing. No,
yeah.
Hey, babe, your all your nieces and your nephews in Texas, are they're going to schools that in that area?
No, they're in San Antonio. But my point is that's
okay.
80 in that, and a lot of them, it's a commute. One of those, like if you lived in Jersey and you commute to Brooklyn all the time, it's still
right.
I'm sorry, Malika. She like, we only do an hour usually, but wait a minute, I got one more question. Because in the news lately, with this whole mass shootings and all the shit going on, they talking about printing on the bullets. Y'all heard about this shit about IDing the bullets and shit to where like that's gonna do something? Did y'all hear about this? Do you hear anything about this, Jimmy?
Yeah, what they were trying to do is the same thing you would do with a chip, is that you're identifying the shell case of a bullet with a number. So if you buy bullets, you're buying a sequence number on the bullet. And that'll identify. What they're really trying to do now is put chips in guns. And they made a suggestion of having automatic doors that close down if a gun comes to within a proximity, like an X-ray, or the same way they know they got cameras and they got sensors. They're trying a lot of things, but this is a very difficult thing, man. I get nervous because here Dutch is talking about her niece and nephews in Texas and they're going to school. This is really hitting home because who the hell wants to hear a phone call or her is hearing that something happened to one of her family members, man? This is what's becoming a reality and making everybody nervous, because that's what everybody is saying here. Well, can't my kid do homeschooling? Do we have to? People want to go back to homeschooling because... Yeah, and I mean, you're telling me now about your nieces and nephews. That's on my mind because I am a worrywart. Like, oh my God, I hope her kids are okay. Like, I called my son about my granddaughter, and she's a little baby. She's 2 years old, but he said, no, Dad, they got armed guards. A lot of the schools are putting armed guards in there. That's what we need to do. First of all, in that school shooting, Mook, where was the armed cop? There was supposed to be a cop patrolling that school. This is what
outside. He was told to stand down. He was told to stand down, just in the last two.
Hey, bro, that's bad. Let me tell you something. Cops in this country have gotten away with a lot of shit. Years ago in the 60s, you couldn't say nothing to a cop. You were brought home. Your father beat the shit out of you. Cops were doing more crooked things. They were worse than the mafia. Now they got their hands tied behind their back and they're scared to do their job. Well, this country better start making sure they do their job, period. That's bad, man. This is getting to be a bad scene.
Let's get last word. We about to end this thing.
What you say, S?
I said that there's only so many cops out there anyway. That's why Governor Abbott, my governor, we just passed a law to let the teachers pack if they want to, as long as they get trained properly.
And
yeah, well, that's a big that's
I think
it.
that's appropriate for the state of Texas because of what I did forget to mention is the day after that mass shooting at the elementary school, we had 2 other situations. One within 24 hours, a kid was in the same.
Oh my God!
In Dallas, he was stopped on his way to a school.
Oh God!
Saw him walking an assault rifle to the school. The cops swarmed him and surrounded him.
Oh, now I got another question.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and then so.
Oh my God!
You know how flexible the gun laws are in Texas. I'm sorry that you get.
What is it that you wanted to know about our gun laws?
No, I'm sorry. I want you to finish first. I'm sorry.
So then 24 hours to 48 hours right after that mass shooting, we had 2 more attempted mass shootings for high schools. One was in Richardson, Texas, and the other one I don't remember. So yes.
Oh my God, man.
Yes.
So my question was, we know how flexible the gun laws in Texas, and it might be the most flexible in the United States.
They are.
Do you think that has something to do with these, like, you know?
Of course. Come on, Mook. Come on, man.
I don't, because Texas has always had the make my day law. They've always had loose, and Texas has always been the Wild Wild West. Always. The only difference now is
not the
hey, I flew into Texas. I had a layover, and they delayed my flight. Everybody in the street had sidearms, and you can see them. They had the exposed guns. Everybody was walking around. I was afraid to go in a saloon and get a drink. I thought a guy was going to stand me off.
You were probably in the safest place you could have ever been.
You better believe it. Yeah, man. Everybody. I mean, even in Pennsylvania.
Because I am from Texas, I like my guns. So I do believe in having a firearm, because if you break into my house, my doors are for your protection, not mine.
Yeah.
Shoot that sons of a bitch.
On my way. S. Young, let's get your thoughts on this, and we're gonna end this thing.
It's not the guns. It is definitely the people. It is training. It is people. That's my.
Absolutely, that's the total truth, hon.
All right,
that's the total truth, my dear.
Go ahead and have a comment.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, hey, I put I tried to send the link before I called, man, and YouTube, they do that sometimes. They took my link down, so I put what they don't want you to know, January 6th. If you go to rumble.com and you copy and paste that what I sent, put that in rumble.com search, and they got some information, raw footage on what happened January 6th, man. Some shit gonna look real weird to you if you really use your third eye and look at it. But see if you can pull it up and check that out on rumble.com. YouTube's not going to show you.
I get all my information and stuff from Politico, which is it's government issued. What the government issues, that's what Politico gives. And that's what pretty much all.
I'm going to let y'all debate on that. So let's end this thing right now.
Hey, everybody, man. I love you, man. Wednesday night, 10 o'clock. The show is on.
On that. You feel me? But it was a great show, and we appreciate everybody.
Hey, my friend, Mr. Young, are you still there?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, listen, we all have our beliefs and our opinions. But again, when the truth always sets us free, a lot of times in a political situation, people don't make comments and they say certain things, but when you really start to realize and see, again, I always say this to people, you can take the Bible and you can believe it, but there's also how the Bible came into existence. And that's where I study.
A whole other thing. But
and, I don't take anybody away from Trump or believing in Trump. You can believe in whoever you want, but let's pray that he doesn't get in, bud.
Everybody that's going to watch this, I appreciate y'all. And everybody that watched it, I appreciate y'all.
You guys are the best, man. I love every one of you, man. And I won't bring the camera too